Okay, right, this is kind of part two, to a degree. The Emotiva amp, if you are unaware, weighs an absolute ton. It's got to be 25 to 30 kilograms in weight, so not an easy thing to move about by yourself. To gain entry, usual kind of thing really. Some screws across the sides, screws across back, and then underneath, to remove the amp, I shall just try and prop said iPhone there. You need to remove some screws here. So you've got these screws across the bottom, retain the amp module from the base as well. You will also need to take out these screws along the bottom as well. Then that kind of releases everything. There's a little bar inside that has a like a retention bar to stop all the amps moving about. Right, okay. This is a crap video, I know, but I only got one hand and I've only got an iPhone, so right, we'll attempt to take out the top of it. Here we go. So inside you can see the amp modules, and obviously the one missing that we've had to take out. I don't know if you'll be able to see this little lead here, which links into that amp module. Then the one that we've just soldered in the previous video then goes into this amp module just down here. You will also, when you need to take it out, is down here. You can just make out, try and drop the phone inside, see if that makes any difference. There we go. Those are your two speaker outlets from the power amp. Those are also soldered, so you have to desolder them. Right, I will leave this video now and then come back to it when I'm putting the amp in. Right, I'm trying my best to do this video on how to install this amp module into this Emotiva. It's the XPR5. As I explained before, you need to resolder, take that off the old board, put it on the new one. Why they expect customers to do this, I have no idea. I think that's very poor. I'm now going to attempt to get this back in. It's not going to be an easy job, but we'll have a go. I shall go and grab the soldering iron for soldering the connections. So we got to solder the connections down there. There's the board which I've redone. That's the protection circuit cable, which is just down here. That's what I've had to take off the old board and resolder. Not an easy job. Bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. You have to remove obviously all those screws that you can see in this little video. Take the board off, turn it upside down to desolder it. Right, I shall go and get the soldering on and then we shall start putting it in. Right, there's a few things that we need to do. There's this fly lead here that needs reconnecting. There's also this lead that I disconnected, which goes onto here, just so that I can lay this down at an angle so we could actually get to the soldering points, which are tucked down way below, which I think you can just kind of see down there. Right, the amp module is secure and fixed in now. This cable here that comes off is obviously the speaker outlet, so that goes to the bits that we're going to solder. You have power connectors colour coded, quite straightforward. Go onto blocks, into here, and in this side as well. The only really fiddly bit is going to be the amp protection leads, which are here. So you've got one here, and there should be another one which is just down there. You can just about see it. That's got to plug into the side of here. This one has to plug into the side of the next amp and keeps the circuit through for the amp protection. I'm going to have a go at soldering this point on, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, I have connected this cable here, which I had to disconnect so this would actually move enough to be in there to solder. The next one to connect is this, and it's located here, so I should just try and push that in. Then that is all the connections done as far as the back's concerned. Now it's just a case of applying these couple of screws either side to hold this back in position before we put the next section in. Right, the next thing that we need to do, now that I've screwed up the side panels for the back, is route these two cables. Now they route, as you can see, that's quite straightforward. The other one goes through this little hole through here to come out and round into here. I suppose before I do that, it might be wise to do these protection parts. I'm going to try and set up the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I don't know how easy that's going to be. And if I swear a lot, I apologise now. So this little connector here, I have to get around the back of these cables, and I need to get it plugged into there, which is no mean feat, because obviously every other cable is in the way. As you can see, that's where it needs to go. Right, the connector here, not that you can see that very well, this one here is now in. It was really fiddly. I ended up having to kind of use two screwdrivers either side to push it in to locate it in there fully. The next one down, which on the next board I had to take out as well, that's now in. So the protection circuit is now in. Next I'm going to reroute these power cables, which again I don't know if I'll be able to set something up. I should really buy a tripod. But basically, let's see if I can do this with one hand. This cable with the blues, the greens and the black go through this hole down here, and then that will come out with a bit of fiddling around in here. Give me a little hook her out. There we go. That one goes through there, and as you can probably make out, there's a connector just there that I've previously taken it off of. So that just pops back on. Obviously we're assuming all this is absolutely fine after we put it in, it doesn't blow up again. For something that was a brand new amp, straight out of the box, to actually blow up in the first place I think is bad. The amount of smoke that poured out was quite a lot. And for the manufacturer to actually turn around and say, well, all you need to do is resolder, take that off, unsolder it, solder it back on, and then it'll all work. That is not really the job of the customer, in my view. I mean, I'm a custom installation engineer and I don't believe I should be doing it. Apparently it doesn't void the warranty, which is kind of amazing, I suppose, that it doesn't, because most other companies that would be your warranty gone straight away. Right, so I've kind of poked the excess cable so it's not really trying to get it away from the heatsink, like that, and like that. There we go. I might even put a cable tie around it, if they're lucky. Right, the next section that needs to go on is a bar, which is this bar. This obviously just ties all the top together into one section. So I'll do that now, and then after that it's the lid to go back on. So right, the next one will be firing it up. Okay, right, well, I've installed everything back into this Emotiva. I can't really bench test it. When it comes from America, it actually needs a 20 amp supply. As most plug tops in the UK are 13 amps. Probably not a good thing to run it through that, although I'm sure many a person that have imported these have just chopped the plug off and put a 13 amp plug on the end, which will get rather hot and could melt and be a potential fire risk. So when you buy these, consult an electrician. You do actually need a hefty grade of socketry for this. We use some isolators and some commando sockets rated at 32 amps, run back to a 20 amp supply from the main fuse board, because that's basically what it requires. Okay, anyway, this is my little video, how to replace the amp. I mean, for what it's worth, it's the first one I've ever done. Just thought I'd better do it. They don't send you instructions on how to do it. You just have to do it yourself. Alright, this is Shane from iControl. Catch you next time.